Imagine a country with vast natural resources, a land rich in oil, diamonds, or precious minerals. This wealth should translate into schools, hospitals, and a good quality of life for its people. Yet the reality is starkly different. Poverty is widespread. Basic services are non-existent. This is the tragic reality of many nations held hostage by corruption. One such example is Nigeria. Despite being a major oil producer, a large portion of the population lives in poverty. The wealth generated from oil is siphoned off by corrupt officials, leaving the people with little to show for their nation's resources. This is not just a story about a few bad apples. Corruption is a systemic problem that infects every level of government and society. From petty bribes demanded by police officers to grand schemes of embezzlement by high-ranking officials, corruption eats away at the very fabric of a nation. It creates a climate of fear and distrust where people are afraid to speak out against injustice. This silence only emboldens the corrupt, allowing them to operate with impunity. The cycle of corruption, once in motion, is difficult to break. Corruption is not just a moral issue, it's an economic one. When corruption is rampant, businesses are reluctant to invest. Why would they when they know that their hard-earned profits could be seized through bribes or extortion? Foreign investors are also deterred, fearing that their investments will be caught in a web of corruption. This lack of investment stifles economic growth, leading to fewer jobs, lower wages, and a decline in living standards. Moreover, corruption distorts the market. Contracts are awarded not based on merit but on who can offer the biggest bribe. This leads to substandard infrastructure, inflated prices, and a lack of competition. The result is an economy that serves the interests of a corrupt few at the expense of the many. This economic stagnation further fuels social unrest and instability, creating a vicious cycle that is difficult to break. Corruption undermines the very foundation of democracy. When leaders prioritize personal gain over the public good, faith in the political system erodes. Elections become a sham as votes are bought and sold. Citizens become disillusioned, believing that their voices don't matter and that the system is rigged against them. This apathy and cynicism create a fertile ground for authoritarianism as people lose faith in democratic institutions. Furthermore, corruption weakens governance. When officials are more concerned with lining their own pockets than serving the people, public services deteriorate. Roads crumble, schools lack basic supplies, and hospitals are ill-equipped. This neglect further disadvantages the poor and marginalized, exacerbating existing inequalities. In such an environment, it's the ordinary citizens who suffer the most, while the corrupt elite continue to prosper. The social consequences of corruption are perhaps the most devastating. When resources are diverted away from essential services, it's the most vulnerable who suffer the most. Children are denied access to education, the sick are deprived of healthcare, and the poor are left to fend for themselves. Corruption fuels inequality, creating a society where the rich and powerful can buy their way out of trouble, while the poor and marginalized are left to bear the brunt of injustice. This breeds resentment and anger, leading to social unrest and instability. Moreover, corruption erodes social trust. When people believe that everyone is corrupt, it creates a climate of suspicion and distrust. This makes it difficult to build strong communities and institutions, further hindering a nation's progress. Ultimately, corruption robs citizens of their dignity, their hope, and their future. It creates a society where the pursuit of wealth and power trumps all other values, leaving a legacy of poverty, inequality, and despair.